Welcome back to the Wargrove of Well, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Ossiarch Bonereaper changes from White Dwarf issue 472. These changes aim to bring Ossiarch Bonereapers in line with 3rd edition by adding a whole bunch of much needed changes. And without further ado, let's get started. So what exactly has changed in this issue of White Dwarf? Well, for starters, Relentless discipline point generation has stayed mostly the same. You get 1 RDP for every hero, 2 for every Liege Cavalos or Liege hero, 3 for Catacros, 1 for going first, 2 for going second, and then you roll a number of dice equal to the number of units you have on the battlefield, and this includes heroes, and for every 6 you roll, you get another one. So it's more or less the exact same as before. Some other things that have changed is there are now some new universal command abilities for OBR. So these are 2 abilities that any unit can do. So it's you got Wrecknick Construction. You target a friendly OBR unit that has remained stationary and is outside of 3 inches of an enemy. You heal D3 or bring back D3 worth of models. That's really powerful, but it's a little situational because you have to remain stationary and you have to be outside of combat. So a very powerful tool to help kind of mitigate incoming ranged fire or other kind of chip damage. Still a very good ability regardless. The next one is Unflinching Coordination. After a friendly OBR hero has fought, you can target another friendly OBR unit that has not fought yet, and they can fight immediately. There is a caveat that you cannot target another hero, so you cannot chain this together with all of your heroes and all that jazz, but it's still a really good tool to have, so you can maybe get rid of a troublesome threat before it does damage to you. Additionally, there are some new heroic actions, 2 to be specific. There is Relentless Leadership. You can use it on the hero, and that hero can issue a command ability without spending RDP. This is really powerful because it lets you, it's basically just another Relentless discipline point. It's basically heroic leadership, the really common heroic action that other armies take, but you don't have to roll for it. So really powerful here. And the other new heroic action is Necromantic Mastery. So you target a friendly Mortizan, and the first spell that they cast successfully cannot be unbound. This is really powerful. OBR has some great spells to choose from, and not being able to be unbound is great. It can also be applied for Mystic Shield. Mystic Shield is one of the best spells for OBR because you can put it on Mortec and give them a 3-up armor save re-rolling with their shield wall ability. So having a guaranteed spell is really powerful. They've also changed some stuff for open play and narrative play. I don't personally play open play or narrative play, so I don't really know how much to comment on these, but I've included the picture in regardless. So if that is your style of play, you can pause the video and read it over now. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it and if these changes are really good or not. But I personally prefer matched play. Additionally, OBR got a new grand strategy and some new battle tactics. The grand strategy is kind of bad, but the new battle tactics are pretty good. The grand strategy is you have to, if you pick this grand strategy, have any friendly Mortec Guard or Death Rider unit have the same number of models that you started with. So basically, it means to suffer no effective casualties by the end of the game on one of these units. This is bad for a couple reasons. Is why pick this when you can just pick Hold the Line and have your Mortec alive, and it doesn't have to be at the full health, really. And it seems a little bit difficult unless you buy a specific Death Rider unit to just sit in the back and not die. Kind of meh, in my opinion. But the battle tactics are pretty good. You got Trample the Defiant. You pick one friendly Death Rider unit outside of 3 inches, and if they charge and complete the charge, then you complete the battle tactic. Really easy, really simple. Pretty good to get done. And then next is Unfilling Recursion. So you use the Wrecknick construction twice this turn. This is incredibly easy. It just costs 2 RDP, but the thing is you have to return models with this. So basically have either Mortec or lead Kavalos Death Riders outside of combat and use this on them. So a little bit conditional, but definitely something you can use in situations. And lastly is the Tie of Demands. This is another good one. It's basically an upgraded version of Bring It Down, where you pick one enemy hero or monster and you destroy it. And if you destroy it with a Harvester, you score an additional point. So it's a nice tool if the enemy has a bunch of little foot heroes just kind of running around. The first faction that comes to mind is Cities of Sigmar. They tend to have a lot of little foot heroes. But yeah, overall, the battle tactics are good. The grand strategy is kind of bad, but that's just my opinion on things. Before we wrap up this video, I'd like to give a huge thanks to our Patreon supporters, and especially for Nick Hoff, our Spirit of Darthu tier Patreon. With my Patreon supporters backing, I'm able to upload these videos fairly consistently and continue to do what I enjoy and talk about and discuss this hobby that is wonderful. So thank you very much. I'd also like to give thanks to one of my Discord members for providing the screenshots for the video. Thank you very much. And speaking of the Discord, if you want to have another avenue to hang out with me or the community at large, we have a Discord channel and it's growing rather well. There will be a description, or excuse me, there will be a link to that in the description below. On the Discord this month, we are having 2 somewhat competitions going on. We have our monthly painting competition where you can post your models that you've painted, and at the end of the month, me and my moderator team will select a winner, and the winner will get a special Discord role to kind of set themselves aside and some bragging rights. In the future, we plan to add a few more rewards, but as of right now, that is all. Additionally, we are going to be starting to do community TTS nights where the Discord members and Patreon can play TTS games with me and my moderators and just kind of have a good time. We'll be streaming it, and I will probably upload it to this channel for those of you that are not a part of the Discord. But that'll probably happen within the next few weeks. We'll have to see about interest and participation, but that is something else that we're looking forward to. So, well, that is all of the changes for Ossiarch Bonereapers in the White Dwarf issue. This is some really good changes. It really kind of brings them up to speed with 3.0, and it's a definite improvement. I'm pretty happy with all of these as an OBR player myself. Well, without further ado, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, and if you like my type of content, please consider subscribing. This has been the White Dwarf, and I'll talk to you guys next time.